aside from that, I try to stay healthy because I have an animal nutrition degree. Animal nutrition is actually better than the human nutrition degree programs because they don't withhold information. They just pour it out to you. They actually want animals to be healthy. They don't want people to be healthy. So they teach you more in the animal than they do with the people. So, it's like chiropractors go to school longer than doctors. Anyway, aside from all that, enough. You get to put up with my drawing. Yeah, this is a Great Lake. That's a Great Lake. We call that Maine, that Florida, that Texas, and California. It's kind of like a cow. There's a mountain range down there somewhere. And then there's 10 square miles over here. That's my artwork. All right. We gave Washington, D.C. 10 square miles. Forts, and other needful things to protect us in 19 essential governmental services and no more. That's it. That's what we contracted for. Read the Constitution. There's 18 services clearly listed in the Constitution, and there's one more in the preamble. 19 services. That's all we asked for. That's all we contracted to pay for. And I am happy to pay my tariffs for those services to be provided to me. I have no problem with tariffs, sales taxes. It's the only fair tax. It's the only tax that's proportional. What do you mean proportional? Well, wealthy people, it's based on a money value system. People earn at different levels. And wealthy people buy more crap. They should pay more taxes. Poor people just buy the necessities, which should never be taxed. Housing, food, medicine, healthcare, things that provide life, happiness, and liberty should never be taxed. Tax everything else with a tariff, and I'm happy to pay it. I don't mind at all paying at the pump to have my roads fixed. And that's the only way roads get fixed. These people that go, well, if I don't pay my income taxes, who fixed the potholes? Income taxes have never fixed a pothole. Not one in this country ever. It hasn't built a road. It hasn't done anything. Income taxes are reparations to the crown. They go to the IMF. The IRS is a collection agency for the IMF. The IRS is not even an American company. It's not part of this nation. Never was. Neither is the ATF. Neither, really, is the FBI. Why? Because there's a lot of agencies out there that have no congressional charter at all. And if they don't have a congressional charter, the reason is they're foreign to even our foreign government. Does that make sense? They're part of the cabal. They're part of the banking empire of the world. Has nothing to do with America. The Treasury does. We're to put money in the Treasury. We put money in the Treasury by sales taxes. We put money in the Treasury by our judiciary. We put money in the Treasury because a baby was born and it was bonded. And literally there's nothing wrong with that except no full and honest disclosure. There was no full and honest disclosure. They didn't cut us in on the deal like they were supposed to. If you read the Public Charitable Trust, and there's lots of court cases that refer to the Public Charitable Trust. If you read it, we're the co-trustees, the co-beneficiaries, and the only signatory officer of the trust. We're supposed to control it. Half of it's ours. It's a partnership with government. a partnership. It's only half ours. And it's designed perfectly. It really is. It's designed to remain in perpetuity forever, with the proceeds used for two purposes. One to fund government and one to fund us. Oh, wait, they just forgot about that part. See, there's lies the problem. No full and honest disclosure didn't cut us in on the deal. If they would have came out with it in the first place, passed these acts of Congress with the giving knowledge to the American people, we all would have voted for it. It's a great program. Had they gave us full and honest disclosure, I don't know of anyone that wouldn't vote for that program. Because it clearly funds government and it funds us, our retirement, our life, so that we can pursue our creative abilities. If you're the best poet, poets don't make much money until after they're dead. What good did it do in their life? But if you have your basic needs all taken care of because you had a trust, you could pursue your creative ability as a poet. Right? And then you could focus on being the best poet you could possibly be. So then we'd have better poetry. Same with an artist. The best painters, the best carpenters, the best furniture makers. Look at the old furniture. Look at the old craftsmanship. Look at the way homes used to be built. You know what it costs to build a modern-day Victorian home? The amount of hours, man-hours that are put into that, the square footage price goes up. I've built them. I've charged $10,000 a square foot for some big homes that were very intricate and detailed, where I had crews working on them for a year or more. Big crews, every day for a year. Craftsmen, not your regular construction crews. Guys that are perfectionists. You have to hire perfectionists to do that kind of work. Okay? Everything's done by hand, every little piece, and there's a billion pieces in one of those homes. Okay? But they used to build those all the time. They used to build these big, beautiful plantation homes. They took the time. Literally, it's gotten harder and harder to make a living for people. Now, two parents work. Sometimes now, two parents work 2 jobs each to make it. The cost of housing, the cost of everything is high compared to what it used to be. It's harder and harder and harder to make it. So you have to be either more entrepreneurial than ever before, or you got to suffer and sweat and work hard, long hours to make it the same way my father made it in the 50s and 60s. Okay? I can remember my dad buying houses for $1, moving them. He'd have $3,500 into it when it was done. And he'd sell for $5,500. And he'd make $2,000. And he'd do one of those a month with his crew. And even after he paid the wages, my dad became a millionaire in the 50s and 60s. My father-in-law did the same thing. Back the town that burned down, Paradise, California, my father-in-law built most of that town the first time. My family was mostly builders and farmers. They loved to farm and they loved to build. I can remember my brother, who was the oldest in the family, where I was the youngest. There were 6 girls in between. Yes, I was picked on by my sisters. Okay. Anyway, I remember my brother, he was already married and had kids when I was born. I had 14 nieces and nephews by the time I was born. And my brother and my older sisters. And he ran a painting company. And his painting company was so good that it would paint 3 new houses a day in San Jose, California. One guy would show up at one house and tape it all off. My brother would show up and he'd spray the whole house, outside and in. Well, they were taping the next house and the next house. And so we had taping crews, and we had him spraying. And he'd paint 3 houses a day, inside and out, brand new construction. Try that today. Huh? That's awesome. It is. And they used to do it. So, but back in the day, they didn't have all the safety measures. They didn't have all this stuff. So he died of bone cancer early from spraying a lot of paint. But they didn't have much safety stuff. I remember showing up in downtown San Jose one time, and he's hanging from a 3-story commercial building by a rope, and he's swinging. He's running alongside the building, spraying. Back and forth, he'd spray the paint. Try that today. Ocean shuts you down. Okay. Maine, Florida, Texas. Texas has a great shape. It goes way up here. You know, there's a whole county here in Oklahoma called Texas County because it's really not in Oklahoma. It's in Texas. We live on that panhandle. Guys, sign up for the RT, the Republic of Texas, because you're a Texan. Didn't know. But that's okay. Oklahoma's big too. Right? So, here's this beautiful, beautiful country of ours. You couldn't get a more beautiful country. I've been all over it. All over it. This is a beautiful, beautiful, precious country. From sea to shining sea. And the Pacific Northwest, and its rainforests, and its high deserts, and everything else just gorgeous. Death Valley's even beautiful, by the way. There's Arizona with its cactuses. And I'll tell you what, this country is gorgeous. And it's my country. And I'm proud to have been born here. And I love this country more than anything else in the world. Except it's American people. I love you guys the most. And here we are. We're all living in various states. But are we? As U.S. citizens, you are domiciled in these 10 square miles. Don't believe me? There's code in my book that you can read that says it is. I would have you help me looking things up. So, we've already covered most of this. All these books, you know, everything in there proves everything that I talk about. That's all it does. And these books are going to be available. Gwen is helping me put them together. Smile at Gwen and say, when are they going to be available?
You can do it, Gwen.
Okay. We're going to put them on the website. They cost a lot of time and effort of hers. She's awesome. I love her like a daughter. She's awesome, and she's worked hard putting it together. You know, costs money for the office supplies and things like that. So there will be a price for them on the website. We're going to make them as cheap as possible. I'm thinking probably once or twice or 3 times a year, we're going to have updates to it too. We're constantly always finding new stuff, right? And all it really is for you to help teach others. Help prove it to others, especially if you live in Missouri. You guys have to be shown everything, okay? It's got to stop being the show me state and start being the do me state. Just do it. a reason. Do something. Missouri didn't sit around and want to learn everything. They're going to be out of 30 years before they become a state national. There is no time for that. Not anymore. We're in the end times. Don't wait to be shown. Just get it done. All right. The websites. None of these websites are really mine. They're the state nationals that put them together. You know, our Utah group, I put on, I don't know, over the years, 18, 20 seminars in Utah. There's several groups. There's a bunch of them. Scott. Man, Scott is amazing. I've been in the basement of his house. Okay.